What's happening, comic fans? It is Mike from the Hardcover Comic. Today, I wanted to talk about 5 binge-worthy comic book series. I'm going to stick to books that are around 150 issues, definitely over 100, something that can last you a long time. You know, a lot of us are at home right now trying to figure out things to do. We're not going to be getting new content for a long time. So, what are some books that you can dive back into digitally, maybe through Marvel Unlimited or the DC Unlimited app, or Comixology? Check some things out digitally, go back in time, and binge a whole bunch during our little quarantine here. So let's take a look at 5 series that you can do that with. Before we start listing off comic book series, just quickly want to say subscribe if you haven't already. We post content daily, comic book news, reviews, live streams, a lot of fun stuff going on our channel. Also hit that like button, it helps us out a lot. Be sure to check out Dr. Squatch. They're a soap subscription company. With the link down in the description below, you will get free shipping with your subscription for life. They offer, soap, men's healthcare products. They're a really great company. Matt uses them and he really enjoys their soap. Also, lastly, check out our Patreon, The Hardcover Comic. We're doing monthly hardcover comic giveaways. And digital code giveaways throughout the weeks and all that. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening there. There's a link down in the description below as well. Honorable mention here is going to be Witchblade, and the reason I say that is because between now and I think it's like April 7th or so, you can go to humblebundle.com and pick up the Witchblade 25th Anniversary Edition Humble Bundle. We have no affiliation at all with Humble Bundle. I just want to get the news across. I've mentioned it a few times on previous videos, but if it's your first time hearing about it, you can get for 15 American dollars, US dollars, you can get pretty much every Witchblade comic that's ever been published by Image in a digital format. You will also get things like the Darkness Compendium Volume 1. That's like 50 issues of the Darkness. Really good deal, 15 US dollars. That money, of course, portions of it will be donated to charity, which Humble Bundle always does. And you're looking at definitely over 150 issues with that bundle for 15 US dollars. So check that out. That's a great honorable mention. It might have made this list, but I've never read Witchblade, so doesn't make it, but definitely check that one out. All right, so there's going to be a mix of physical books here and books that I'm going to be reading digitally myself. A few weeks ago, I'll start off with my first series here. A few weeks ago, there was a Spawn Humble Bundle collecting issues 200 through 300 pretty much. So I picked that up because I had picked up a Spawn Origins one from a while ago as well. And so I've got all this Spawn, and I thought, there's quite a bit of Spawn. We're looking at issues like 300 plus issues, which is crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, for a completely creator-owned series to go that long is incredible. It started with Todd McFarlane writing and drawing. Then you got to see talent like Greg Capullo jump on the book, Shimon Kondransky. It's gone very far into very different areas. It's gone 300 issues, a very, very long time. Fantastic artwork all the way throughout. You get, a little bit of variation, like I said, with the creative teams. You get to see different sides of Al Simmons, different sides of the Spawn universe. And of course, you do get to see familiar faces once in a while. There's references to Youngblood, references to Savage Dragon. So there's a lot going on. And with 300 issues, you've got your hands full of Spawn to read. If you want to throw in the movies there, the HBO show as well, there's a whole bunch of Spawn content to enjoy. Next up, another title I don't have the pleasure of reading physically, but Uncanny X-Men, X-Men in general. What I'm planning to do, actually, and I've already started to do this, is read Chris Claremont's run. So I've restarted it. I'm trying for like the 5th time now. I've signed up for Marvel Unlimited. They have pretty much everything X-Men that Chris Claremont has written. They don't have the Giant Size X-Men by Len Wein that sort of led into Chris Claremont's run, but they do have all the Chris Claremont issues. They have New Mutants, they got X-Force. It's all on Marvel Unlimited. You get your first week free, and then you're paying $13 a month, at least in Canada. So it's really cool. It's really awesome. And you can read all of that there. So that's a part of my plan. I've been thinking about it again. I was on the Near Mint Condition stream, I think it was earlier this week, and they started talking about the upcoming Uncanny X-Men Volume 4 Omnibus, and I just thought to myself, Everyone seems to really love Uncanny X-Men. I haven't been able to get into it. I'm enjoying it so far. I maybe will do a video about it, just sort of giving my thoughts, because it's a run I've tried to get into very many times, and a lot of people always rave about how fantastic it is, and they reminisce about it, and it sounds like a lovely time. So I'm hoping it's going to be that way for me this time. Fingers crossed, but definitely tons and tons of X-Men for you to check out. Next up on my list is a beloved run by, for many people, I'm sure, it is Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, but I'm not going to just stop here. This is already quite a bit of content between the 3 Green Lantern Omnis, Brightest Day, maybe if you got the Blackest Night Omni as well, you got a little bit of extra tie-ins there, but you don't got to stop here. Go a little crazier and start looking into Green Lantern Corps as well. Of course, these Omnis do contain a few Green Lantern Corps issues, but there are so many uncollected issues from the Fantastic series that ran basically in parallel with this title. Really fantastic stuff, even all the way up, honestly, with parts of the New 52 as well. There's a lot of great content to read for the Green Lantern Corps, of course, other tie-ins. You want to get crazy with it. Sinestro by Cullen Bunn was not terrible. Definitely worth checking out as well. So you got a lot of cosmic DC to explore here. It's great. It's great, especially having the Omnis. These are all Omnis I'm sure a lot of omnibus collectors have already read. In fact, this is probably a run a lot of people have read, but damn, is it a good run to revisit. I mean, all the way from Rebirth, to the end with the New 52. Granted, it tapers off a little bit near the tail end of the New 52, but still pretty good, relatively good compared to many other comics out there. So I would highly recommend taking the time to read. If you haven't read Green Lantern by Jeff Johns and it's your first time hearing about it, you need to go read it. It's excellent. Now, sadly, I don't even have the full 5-volume set to show here, but Invincible makes the cut. It's just short of 150 issues, 144. If you're not into superheroes, just replace this with The Walking Dead and check that out. A lot of people love that comic series. But Invincible is... it's one of my favorite stories. I love this book so much. It's tough for me to even find words to describe it adequately. It was the first non-Big 2 comic that I read that was strictly about superheroes, and it blew me away. It's a phenomenal series. It ran for 144 issues. You get to see the character of Mark Grayson go from a teenager to a father, an adult man, running an empire. It's amazing. It's so good. It's so fantastic. I love this series, and it's an incredible binge. You're not going to want to stop. That's the problem, is once you start reading, you're not going to want to stop, and you're going to plow through all 144 issues. There are some tie-in series as well, like Invincible Universe. You can read Astonishing Wolfman as well, which they're all about 20 issues each as well. They'll give you some background information on the Invincible Universe. Astonishing Wolfman sort of is his own character, but he's in the Invincible Universe. It's also written by Robert Kirkman with artwork by Jason Howard, which is fantastic. Of course, Invincible is where Ryan Ottley grew to fame with his incredible, brutal artwork. This is not a series for children, but it's fantastic. It's extremely good. If you haven't read Invincible yet, now's the time to do it. Last set of books that I would recommend to binge now is the Valiant universe. There is a incredible amount of content for this universe. I obviously did not want to take all of these books and try to squeeze them on that shelf. Sorry about that, folks. I had to get rid of Hal Jordan there and Black Adam. The reason the Valiant universe is so great, and the reason I recommend it, is because the continuity is key within the Valiant universe. So everything that happens in one book affects every other book in the series. The universe follows along. Honestly, you can just pick a character, start from number 1, and go from there. All the series were from the 2012 reboot, so anything between 2012 and now, just pick a number 1, start there, and you'll be sure to enjoy it, because Valiant is fantastic. There's a lot of amazing stories in there, and if you're a continuity geek like I know a lot of us are, it's a big deal to get a universe that truly does care about continuity universe-wide. It's fantastic. What were some of your favorite series? What would you recommend someone binge read now? We're looking for something a little longer, hopefully over 100 issues, I think. I mean, we want it to last a little bit and be worth sitting down and really digging your heels into. So let me know down below. Let's start a conversation in the comment section. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. We post content daily that I'm sure you will enjoy. Also, be sure to check out Dr. Squatch. They are a soap subscription company that we are sponsored by. The link down in the description below, you will get free shipping on your subscription. Last but not least, folks, check out our Patreon. Hardcover comic giveaways, free digital codes, it's all there. Check it out. Link down in the description below. Thank you all very much for tuning in. This is Mike from the Hardcover Comic. Until next time, as always, you stay classy, Internet.